Okay, hello there. As you can see, I got a few more pickups. These are both, I have two here, and they're both from online Facebook Marketplace and Let Go app. They've really been working out for me lately. In fact, January I think has been most of those pickups have all been from that. I've been getting a lot of great DS lots, um, DSs, 3DS games, stuff like that. But here you can see I got some different stuff and got some really great stuff for PS1, as you can see. So really happy about that. Mentioned a few times I'm really trying to work on the PS1 collection, get that going, um, and I got some great titles from this deal. Let me quickly go over. The first was actually a pickup from Facebook Marketplace for a Wii Mini, and you can see it came with a box, and it had the cables. The AV cable was actually a GameCube N64 cable, but still, I actually needed one, so it wasn't that bad to get it. But it was only $20. The person had it posted for 25, and I asked if they do 20 since it doesn't have the controller. The cable I didn't know about till later, but it didn't have the red controller. But I was interested to get a Wii Mini because I don't have that model yet, so this is just for the collection. And I was happy I had the box, although you can see, of course, someone cut out the part where it shows that it comes with Mario Kart, and they also cut out like the description on the back, which may have also mentioned Mario Kart. So I assume it was at a pawn shop or a flea market or something where they just cut it out because they didn't want to be like, well, it doesn't have Mario Kart, and it doesn't come with it. I don't know. It seems like a strange thing to do to cut out that Mario Kart part, but they did. It's kind of interesting if you haven't seen it before. When you plug it in and look at the menus, it looks exactly the same. It's just missing all the stuff where it talks about Wi-Fi and all that. So I thought it was kind of interesting. Anyways, so that was that lot of just $20. Let's get to the big one here. This is on the Let Go app. I don't really like the app. I think it's kind of hard to use, and it's not great if you want to try to save things to view later. And it does do the thing where it kind of like, if you have notifications turned on, it throws up notifications like, oh, we'll suggest all these things for you, and oh, this person changed a picture or something like that. So it's kind of annoying, but it's still a good way to find people who are posting on that and may not be posting elsewhere. So as you can see, I got a very nice lot from that. This lot was actually a few parts. The first was they had posted they have Parasite Eve 1 and 2, and they had 12 on that. And then I saw they also posted that they have 9 like kind of random games, but there were some RPGs in there and some good titles. So they wanted 45 for that, 12 for the Parasite Eve games. So I said I'd do both, and they said they'd do 55. And then when I was going to meet them, they messaged me later and said, "Oh, actually, I found 2 more games, Jade Cocoon and Siphon Filter." And I said, "Yeah, I'd do another 10 for those," which is awesome. So awesome titles here. So, and most of these are going in my collection. I may sell 1 or 2 like the Resident Evil, but most of this is just straight to my collection. So let me start showing this off. The first, start with the best, I guess, is Breath of Fire 3. Very nice. This is complete. You can see some of these don't have like some of the manuals and artwork, which is a bummer, but um, very happy that this one was complete because I do love Breath of Fire 3. Was definitely a great RPG. So I'm very happy to get that back into the collection. I had a copy a long time ago. Very cool. Vampire Hunter D, and heard of before, but pretty cool pickup. There's a Jade Cocoon I mentioned, and this actually it has a demo CD for Jade Cocoon, which I don't think originally goes with it. At least this doesn't seem to, because the case doesn't have a spindle for it, but that could just be a replacement case. But yeah, it's got the game there, of course. So I'm not sure if that was meant to go with it or not. But still, very, very good title to get thrown in, especially at the end. They said like, "Oh yeah, I have Jade Cocoon too." They're like, "Oh yes, please." Another cool one, Gundam Battle Assault 2. Very cool. Looks like it's a fighter. Yeah, I might have to check. This might be the one where Game Grumps did like a big Zam.
The whole top row is boss characters.
Oh, I see. So
these are all like normal characters right here.
So if I were to pick like I don't know, like Big Zam for instance.
All right, I'm gonna burn you up with burning Gundam.
Fine.
Like that.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna use my burning finger.
Cool.
Burning finger. Yeah. So that's the size of real Gundams.
Woo! Let's do this.
But yeah, just a fighter. There's one I hadn't heard of, Battle Hunter, and this one's just the disc. So not complete on all these, but I think I did pretty good. Some of these titles, Saga Frontier. This one has a big one of those video rental store stickers on the top, so I'm gonna have to try to get that off. I've had a few like that, and you can get it off usually, especially with some of the like PS1 games. The label's strong enough, and as long as I get it warm with a blow dryer, I should be able to get it off there. So that'll be good. Just a game, but Saga Frontier is another good one. I do have that one already. Beyond the Beyond, another disc only, but another interesting title. Here's one of the Parasite Eves. This has the manual in there, and of course disc 1, and then coming apart on me, and then disc 2 there, and it has the back artwork, not the front. Oh boy, it just came apart there. We'll set that over there. So yeah, that one, I do have Parasite Eve 1 already, but that might be something that I can sell as like a disc only or something like that, but we'll see. Here's the Siphon Filter 2. This is probably like the worst one of the bunch, I'd say. Just because it's not worked very much. I don't know if it's a good game or not, but it's actually in good condition, ironically. But that's okay. It's something I didn't have. I have Siphon Filter 1, but I did not have Siphon Filter 2, so happy to get it. Resident Evil Director's Cut. Very nice. Another one I do have, but it's good to get another copy. Here's another great one, Wild Arms 2. And this is just the 2 discs for it, unfortunately, but that's okay. Did not have that. Have to get a Wild Arms. The Parasite Eve 2 is also just discs only, but I'm very happy to get it because I have a copy, but it's missing disc 2. I bought it quite a while ago at a sale where they just had it for like $3, but missing the second disc. So I bought it because it's definitely worth. It has everything else, so it's definitely worth $3. But happy to finally get a disc 2 for that, so I can complete my copy. And that's that kind of mentality of completing stuff is worked out pretty well for me. So, and I guess it is kind of funny though that in this law I complete one of my games that's incomplete, but I'm gonna have like 3 or 4 from here where I'm gonna need manuals and artwork for them, but that's okay. They're definitely still worth it, collection wise, getting them, getting the discs at least, 'cause that's the important part. The last one's actually kind of interesting because I saw it in the picture. I was like, oh, was there a long box of Metal Gear? And then, I saw the front here and saw it was like a DVD case. So I was like, oh, it's just like a retail case, right? But, when I saw that it has the manual and then like a long form manual and 2 discs and the back here, I realized, oh, this is the Metal Gear Solid that comes with the Essential Collection, which is actually great because I don't have that yet, but I do have MGS3 that has the part of the set. So I just need, the box that came in and the second game to complete that. So this PlayStation 1 game is technically towards my PS2 collection because it'll go into that Essential Collections. I do already have Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PS1. So yeah, that was it. For these lots. Like I said, I've been having a lot of great luck with those apps and Facebook Marketplace It's really nice that during this time of no garage sales and no flea markets because of the cold, I'm still able to get these kind of pickups. Definitely, if you are collecting and you're at a slow point right now because of the weather and time of year, look at those places because you can still get really good picks. And I got a really amazing pickup here. All these RPGs that I really wanted for the collection, and especially this Breath of Fire. That's amazing. That's definitely a key PS1 game that I was looking for. So very happy with that. Okay, hello there. This is getting towards the end of January, and as you can see, I'm still picking up a few things. I wasn't going to go out this weekend, but there was a event called Collectors Carnival that was happening near to where I am, so I went to go check it out. Actually didn't pan out, unfortunately. I think the only thing I saw there was a audio CD for Killer Instinct on the N64, but inside of it was like a Need for Speed. And there's like some Xbox games, but unfortunately didn't find anything there. But like I normally do, I went to some local pawn shops in the area, hit a few places I've been to before, hit a few new places. Still working on kind of my Google Maps list where I just mark places I go. If there are places that have a lot of games for good prices, mark them so I know to go back and check them again. So glad I did that because I found a very cool pawn shop that had good prices and a nice selection actually. And I think I found another store like that, a collectibles store that also had quite a few games and some nice prices on some box stuff. So let me go ahead and get into that. The first pickup is that store that I went to. I actually almost missed it, but when I was searching the city I was in, I saw it called it like a collectibles type of store. I can't remember the full name, but it was something like collectibles. And the first picture on Google Maps showed a row of Super Nintendo games. So I was like, oh, definitely need to go here. And I'm glad I did because I did get some box games here. They had they had just about every system. They're really floating around the $10 price range on a lot of stuff. Like even their commons were usually $8 to $10. So not good for picking up commons, but I did find a bunch of box games and I found a few other things. So let me show those real quick. First being this copy of Dynasty Warriors Advance on the GBA, and that was only $4. I like Dynasty Warriors, so I figured I'd pick it up to give it a try. I'm sure, Game Boy Advance, I'm not sure what this game is going to look like for Dynasty Warriors, but could be interesting. And for $4, I definitely want to try it. The guy had a copy of Wii Sports in like a bin of stuff he said was not working. The top doesn't have any scratches, so the bottom is scratched up, but I might be able to resurface it. So I picked it up. It had a really messed up cardboard sleeve, but I just threw that away because it was pretty messed up. So, Wii Sports is still a really good idea to pick up for like trade-in or selling or bundling with the system. So pick that up for $1. Probably the most interesting thing, just I don't really collect accessories, but I might start. But this is actually a Nintendo DS microphone headset. And he only had $3 on it, and it seems to be sealed. And I think it is like the official, like, if you're going to order a headset, this was it. So, it mentions that it works with Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Talking to other people, so I picked it up. I thought it was interesting. It is a little faded. Definitely looks like it's been around for a while, but $3, bought it. I don't know if I'll keep accessories like that. I have like a box for a Wii nunchuck, and that's really kind of it as far as like boxed accessories, I guess. But still interesting. It was I see Sick Cooper, like he picks up a lot of accessories. He just has tons and tons of stuff, which I don't know if I want to get into that of like having boxes and boxes of controllers and RF switches and stuff like that. But so let me get to the good stuff. They had a row of like Super Nintendo games. Some didn't really have prices on them, but I was able to pick out a few. And these are all complete in box. So the first is ka-blooey. pretty good condition too. I definitely like finding boxes in person because I can check the quality. And these all have protectors with them. You can see it originally had like a $15 price point. Yeah, this is manual's in decent condition, and the game I'll have to clean up a little bit, but it's alright. I definitely like it when I can pick up a game I didn't have before, especially like this one. Okay, the next one is Championship Pool. I did have a copy of this actually already, but it was only $11 for a complete copy, so I picked it up. I'm still trying to stay around 15, 20 if I can find a complete copy. This one's actually in really good condition, so happy that I was able to get it like that. And I guess it even has the poster for it, which is kind of cool. Still trying to keep around that. You know, maybe at some point I'll go more hard into getting box games and spend some real money on it, but right now I like the way I'm doing it, of just picking up cheaper ones that I see, and of course if I found some at a flea market or garage sale, I'd buy them immediately. But the third one was probably the most expensive, Young Merlin. It's not the 25 on there, but $20 was the price. This one does have, this is probably the worst out of the bunch actually. It has like some scratches on the box there and stuff, but still good condition, so I thought it was worth picking up. You know, you can see a little wear on it, nothing too terrible. The Championship Pool I had, but these other two games I did not have, so I was happy to get them. And the game's in good condition. The manual is a little rough on this one. This pawn shop was funny because you could see these prices here. I thought originally those were the prices, but the guy told me later as I was checking out that those are actually the prices that they originally were when they bought them from someone who had bought them from a game store or a rental store or something. So even the prices I was a little confused about as well. But it was funny because on the front of one of them had 20. It was a copy of Dragon View, which I didn't even realize at the time is like a complete is like $150 game. And so yeah, I was thinking $20. I was willing to pick it up just because it was in decent condition. Not that I knew it was worth a ton of money, but of course the guy was double checking everything because I guess he knew, and he was like, "Oh, actually, this is not 20. This is $100 at least." So I passed on that, but. I imagine the scenario where, you know, it said 20 on the front, and then he would sell it to me for 20, and then I'd get to my car and find out, oh, I just bought like a $150 game on accident. But yeah, it was a weird store. Still good though. At least they were able to have these lower prices on box games like this. So the next one was another pawn shop that I went to, and this one I actually had been to before, and I bought a few PS2 games before, but this time I went ahead and bought a few NES games and 2 more PS2 games. But some good ones here. I got Friday the 13th, didn't have that. Another one of those kind of classic NES games. This was $5. 1943, another one. Another $5 game, you know. And I think they're only worth like 10, 12, but I thought it was worth it to get those kind of more iconic games for the NES into my collection, because I just didn't have them yet. Now here's a really interesting one. This one's Trapped on PS2. This was $8, and I went ahead and did it because it looked really interesting. I don't think it's worth too much, but so $8 is probably decent for it. But still, never heard of it before. It's in really good condition. Pretty minty on the manual and all that, so that was interesting. Yeah. Whenever I see interesting titles like that, I'm willing to go a little higher. You know, I need it for the collection anyway, so it's easier to make that decision. $8 isn't too bad. And the last thing I bought there was Avatar: The Last Airbender: The Burning Earth, and that was only $3. So Just another Avatar game I didn't have for the collection. I think there's like 3 or 4, maybe. I have 1 at least. So that was good to pick up to continue that. I'm still surprised when I can pick up PS2 games at this point, as I have so many. But it's great because I'm getting kind of continuing it, and the more I pick up, the closer I get to that complete collection. Okay, the next 2 are actually from a Goodwill. This one with Goodwill is actually, they were cleaning it up because they were about to move into like a new store. So I just happened to see a few things, and they're actually cheaper than I thought. There's 50 cents a piece. So I went ahead and grabbed, they had a copy of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, which I think actually mine is missing a manual. So this is actually a really good pickup for me to get. This is still like a PS2, I think it's still like $15, $14-15, somewhere around there for a complete copy. And then of course, I think GameCube is up like 20 bucks. So it's still a good game to pick up if you see it for cheap. And I got it for 50 cents because of their moving sale. And since it was only 50 cents, I went ahead and picked up another one, World Series Baseball. Probably not worth much, but for 50 cents, I figured, why not? It is a complete copy, so there wasn't anything else I was interested in, so that's why I picked it up. Just make it a even dollar. Another random pawn shop that I went to had Phantasy Star Universe. It was $3, so I went ahead and picked it up. Not worth too much, but I am interested in trying the Phantasy Stars, the later ones. I played the one on the GameCube a long time ago, but picked it up just because it was $3. I think it's only worth like $8 or so, so nothing crazy there. And it's Xbox 360, which is not a console I'm really picking up a lot for, but for that price, I think it was worth it. The last pickup was probably the best I would consider. The box games are good, but they're a little more towards their price. This stuff was all a really good price that I got on these. This stack here of there's 8 games. They had this is a pawn shop I went to that I put down as a good location because they have a lot of games, and they had deals where it was like PS1 and PS2 is 4 for $10. And a lot of these, or as long as it was under 5, but a lot of them were already under 5. And even stuff like this, Final Fantasy Tactics was under 5. It was $3.50. But let me go through real quick. I got 8 games, like I said, so it was $20 for these 8 games. And this is all for my collection except for the Tactics. Which this Tactics the manual is a little rough on it. And I think it's also the wrong manual. But I'll have to double check. But yeah, still good price for Final Fantasy Tactics, which is still like a $12 game-ish. Pretty good. Just put that there. Crossroad Crisis. So it's a puzzle game I didn't have. PS1. So these are all $2 basically, like or $2.25. Monaco Grand Prix. Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness. I'm getting close to 200 on PS1. Need for Speed 2. I think I have all the Needs for Speeds as well. XGRA, Extreme G Racing Association. Very cool. Here's a very cool one. Gadget Racers. Which, if you've seen ChoroQ, I think is also a similar game to this. It definitely has the same art style and all that. So I was kind of happy to get that. It's got a big Blockbuster sticker, so I'm going to have to peel that off, but I'm sure I'll be able to get it off. But I was just reading about this because I recently played through ChoroQ, and I actually really liked it. For, a racing game, but it has like this open world environment, and it's got a really quirky story to it where people are cars and very strange, but it was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I'm not super into racing games. I kind of am. I like Gran Turismo and stuff like that, but I'm excited to get this because I do really want to play it. $2, awesome. Another racing game, Top Gear Daredevil. So another good pickup. But yeah, I mean, when I picked up like 5 PS2 games, pretty good for having so many. Those were that, and I also picked up a few SNES games. I probably should have picked up more, but I was having trouble deciding because some of them were like 10, so I was pretty iffy on it. This one I kind of splurged on because it was Art of Fighting. I was happy to see that, and it was $8. So they didn't have any special deal, but they had some decent prices on common stuff. Like this American Gladiators was only $3.50. And Space Invaders was $3.50. So pretty good. The common stuff, they're not too bad out of shape of getting every last dollar. You know, they'll do 4 for $10 on PS1 and PS2, and anything that's not obviously worth money, they just slap a $3.50 tag on. You know, and the same with these, common stuff like that I'd want to get for my collection. I can just get cheap, so very happy about that.